everyone, it's Jay Lee here and welcome to my review of Webinarkit. Now, if you're not sure what Webinarkit is, you may have heard that there are software out there that allows you to actually then set up and have repetitive or replays for your webinars that you actually have for helping you grow your business. So I actually also have Webinarkit as well as the pro version of Webinarkit as well as Ever Webinar, and I have found at a fraction of the price that Webinarkit gives you everything that you want and includes all the features that Ever Webinar actually has. Ever Webinar is a great piece of software, and it by Webinar Jam itself, but it only costs you $500 per year. So if you're wanting to look for the similar sort of features as what Ever Webinar actually has or Webinar Jam, then you will be able to get Webinarkit. Now, the front end of a Webinarkit, which gives you all the features you actually need, which includes most features that Ever Webinar has, is only $67. And then afterwards, you actually have it with $77 for the pro version, which also gives you the last few remaining features that are useful for you that Ever Webinar actually has. So $67 plus $77, so around about $140 or so in total. You can have exactly the same features as what Ever Webinar actually has for you, all built in within Webinarkit, and it's a one-time fee at the moment, and they've been doing it for a few months now at the founders one-time fee. So once you've paid that, that's it. You're set for life for that one there. Whereas with Ever Webinar, you have to pay $500 every single year. It's a subscription type thing to use their platform that they actually have. So there's a lot of good advantages for using Webinarkit as well. So we are here within the main area of Webinarkit. Not much to actually look for, so here where you can actually create a new webinar, you click on this button here. I'm going to use my one here that I've already set up, generate 10k in 22 days, and it's an active one as well. So if I edit that, it's both the same way. It comes up with all these 5 different areas where you actually set this up, and then you're good to go then for your actual webinar, and you can actually test it within here as well and send out your links. Now, the first thing that you actually do for the standard front end, you need to use a URL for where your webinar is actually that's been recorded already, and you can do that within Zoom or some other video capturing meeting software that you actually have as well. And then once you've captured it, you can upload it somewhere, maybe a Google Drive, somewhere like that. This is a different area that's been done on the Amazon Web Service area, and this one is the location for this particular webinar that we actually have here. But if you go for the pro version, you can actually upload your own video as well in there, so you don't need to have it hosted in your own personal drive space area. You can actually have it embedded within here and hosted upon the Webinarkit's own platform as well, and it's quite fast as well. I don't tend to use that. I tend to use this one here for my promotion of this particular webinar that we actually can see here. And then once you can then click on next, then you go to the details section. So this is where you make the webinar active, i.e. people can actually then see it. You can give it a name, so this is the generate 10k in 22 days. You can give it a title that people can actually see. Give it a description, you can even give it a subtitle. The webinar duration in minutes, it is in minutes, not in hours, minutes and seconds, which is what Webinar Jam or Ever Webinar actually uses. And then you can also upload your own brand image as well for it as well that you can actually use. So that is all pretty much standard in the front end, so that hasn't changed, so you'll get all that. Plus also you get unlimited presenters as well that you can actually use. So here I've actually got 2 presenters, John Armstrong, who's my mentor, it's for his webinar and his course, high ticket course that I'm actually promoting here, as well as me, that's in here as well. So people can actually recognize both of us in here. So, but you can add as many presenters as you want and upload an image of your presenters as well. Then you have this nice good webinar schedule, where you have just in time scheduled as enable. This allows people who want to actually get in and actually see the actual webinar straight away. They can actually do that using this just in time scheduling option, and also puts it every 15 minutes or so where they actually replays the webinar just like as if it was live. Then what I've actually got here is I've got 2 dates where or scheduled times of when the actual webinar that goes ahead that people can actually schedule if they can't do it just in time or fairly immediately. Say like they want to see it at lunchtime or so. So here I've actually set it up for every day 11 a.m. Europe London time and 7 p.m. Europe London time as well. And you set it up by using these options here where you can actually select the day, you can actually select the times, then you can select the AM or PM, and then you can select the time zone that you're in, and then you add the date and it adds it here. But all webinar dates and times will be displayed in the viewer's local times as well, so you don't have to convert it into their time to see when these equivalent times and time zones is in their own time zone. That's all still front end stuff that you actually have there, so you get that within the front end. And then if we go next, then we'll come to this. Now they've actually changed this a little bit recently, where you actually have a page editor, that's why it's in beta. But to be able to actually set up your registration page, it all works fine. It's just a new way of actually showing you this. So we'll go through the registration page or the opt-in page first. So down the left-hand side here, for the pro version, you get to then tailor the registration page itself to look like this. So you get to show the standard, or you can do it right side cover, left side cover, right side image, left side image as well. So if you do the right side cover, for example, you could actually then click on that and then it would look like this, or you can do it as a standard. Like this, and it comes up like this, so it puts the presenters down the bottom. So this one is just a nice simple one that it actually has for the registration page, and here is a setup for the 2 time zones, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. and also the just in time, which is at 10:30, which is starting now, and people can actually register whichever one they want to actually do straight away into here is the option page. The one I actually have it on is the right hand side one here. I actually like this one. It looks a little bit better, where you can actually register it and it gives you the time of when it next starts. This is just in time, where it's the next one's actually going to happen in another 15 minutes. And then you can actually have a background color, which is what this is, that you set up here. And then also you can enable a background effect. And also you can then add in a background image URL, which is what this one is behind here that you can add. Then you can change the text colors. I've got them in white because I've got a black background. You can change the registration button text color, so you can change that to be red, or currently I just use the standard ones. You can customize the registration button text, which I just got register now. You can have a registration video URL, so you can add in a registration video to help do your conversions or sales. And then you've got the upper content and then the lower content as well editors. Now this is all brand new, so it's giving you, and these are mostly pro features, it gives you to complete customization of your opt-in page to change it to however you want it to be. Then you can show the countdown timer, which you can see there. And then you can show the presenters, which is there. You can show the first name field, which is here, and the last name field, which I don't have, and the email for capturing people's details for going on to the actual webinar itself as well. And then you can show the number field, phone number field as well. I don't tend to use that. Show the brand logo, which is what that is here, and show registrant activity pop-up as well, which comes up about through here when you use the pop-up as well. So that's what you can actually do. So you can customize the entire thing to your liking for an opt-in page, make it look how you want it to do. So you can then also hide the editor pane as well, so you can actually see it how people will also see it for you for the registration page. Then you've got the built-in thank you page as well. So this is the thank you page that we actually have here. I've still got it set up as a thank you here from Jono for registering, but you can join the workshop immediately. So this gives you the text that you actually have that I've used for the thank you content. The workshop will begin in a few minutes, for example. Again, this is in beta because you never used to have the thank you content bit here on the left hand side. Thank you URL, so where does the thank you actually come in for the video? So the URL, join the workshop now. So that's the text for the actual button itself. Then you have a thank you button URL as well, so you can then use your links to the live room to put it straight here, which is what I've done. So when people click on that, they go immediately into the actual live webinar as well. So, and then you've got a thank you footer, which is a new one as well. Or you can actually do a custom thank you page. So if you've done one on your own website, you can then just put the URL straight into there, and it will go immediately to that thank you page as well, rather than the one that's you've set up built in. I prefer to use the built-in ones because it's all contained within the actual webinar software itself, so you don't have to then worry about putting thank you pages, which may be a bit slower loading up on your own page, when they can then actually get it immediately here. So that's what you get for the thank you page. So they're the two main bits there for the registration, and then we go into the live area here. Now here you can actually set up how you want things to go ahead with your Webinarkit and tailor it to your customers or your business needs. So here you can actually add an email box, questions box, which is currently disabled, so I don't put in a questions box in there, so that people can then email me questions and then I can go back in and answer them. But that's quite a useful tool if you want to use that. And then we've got webinar live chat, which is enabled. So what that means is that I can actually join in as an admin at the time, and when people actually then interact with it and ask a question, I can actually respond back there and then. So it looks like it's a really live webinar going on, even though it's been recorded already. And then we actually have the public chat box is enabled as well, so people can chat with each other. And then you've got redirect attendees after webinar is disabled. So once you've actually disable the webinar, where do you want to actually point people to it, so if they can't access the webinar anymore, so you can actually have a thank you for your interest in this webinar, it's now closed, please wait until the next one happens, something like that. You can actually use that redirect for. And then you've got the webinar offering settings as well. So this is where you actually then provide your offer, and you can actually set up what your offer is that you're actually trying to sell, so that people can then actually purchase it through your webinar, which is one of the ideas of growing your business and then earning a commission out of actually doing this in the first place, which is the main bit. So the offer is enabled, and it has a headline of Ministry of Freedom, which is John O. Armstrong's Ministry of Freedom high ticket course. It's a one-time deal where you actually get 66% off, and then the offer price is keep watching the webinar, because actually in this particular case of the webinar, the price of it is already mentioned within the webinar, so you don't actually need to put the price there as a separate one, but you can actually tailor it if you don't mention the price. Then you can actually have a call to action button for people to click here to get instant access, and then where you actually then take them to actually get that access to actually get the offer. The good thing about this though is you can actually have 2 more offers on here as well, and then so you can add more things. So say like you actually have a free bonus, you can actually of your own, when you can add it in here straight away, so that people can actually get it straight away, and then or add in another bonus if you have more than one that's actually going. And then where the offer actually starts coming in with your webinar, so in this case it comes in 63 minutes in, and then when does the offer end? It offers ends at the end of the actual webinar itself. And then you can actually put in a countdown if you want to as well, to make people actually then grab it if you have a very short offer that you want, time limited offer. So that's where the countdown comes in handy. We don't actually use that for this particular webinar that we're using here, but that's quite a useful one as well, and you can actually then add in the path URLs for where the countdown timer is for your offer. One of the pro versions that you actually have is web poll settings as well. So if you want to engage people more, you can set up a poll. So is this webinar useful to you? Yes, no, you can add in there, and then you can then set up when the actual poll comes up within the webinar as well. And that's quite a useful thing for keeping people engaged, especially when you have long webinars and you're trying to promote something at the very end to keep people's engagement. So polls keep the interest as to go through and helps convert sales, and that's a pro version. And also the handouts here is for the pro version as well. You won't get those in the front end. So with the handouts such like the PowerPoint presentation or a link to a specific video where they can actually download it, that's where you actually then put in the information for your handouts, and you can can actually tailor it again to when the handout starts and when it finishes as well. And then you also get this is one of the OTOs, is chat simulator settings as well. So this is where you can actually start adding in simulated web chats into your message. Now every webinar has this already built in, so this is another option that I've actually included in here, where I can actually add in people's chats as if what happened during the actual recording webinar, which doesn't display in the webinar video itself. You can actually have it on the side bit there with people, and then people can then actually see people are actually engaging with the webinar as well. So you can actually set up your own chats as well that people can actually interact with. So that was OTO number 2, which is the for $47. So again, you know, $180 in, you can have all these 3 features, and these are the only 3 features that I've actually got of Webinarkit as well, so which I find quite useful for my business and what I actually need as well. I didn't need the live, I didn't need the agency versions, but they may be quite suitable for you too as well. And you can find out more about those OTOs on my bonus page, which is just over here, where I give you the information about what's in the front end, what you can actually do with it, the prices and the upsells. So we're going through and what's included in each of those. As you can see here, it's quite detailed for you, so you can make a good decision as to whether or not these extra upsells here are actually right for you and your business as well. But some of these will prove really, really valuable for your business. Other ones you may think, I don't really need that, you know, so as well. So that's where I actually purchased it here. Then if you go down to the next one, which is the email settings up here, so email confirmation emails, automatic confirmation emails are enabled. So here is where you can actually then put in your own emails about what the message would be for people registering actually onto the actual the webinar itself, or you can just leave it as default, leaving it blank, which is what I've done here at the moment. However, I will be looking later to actually then add these over to be able to customize these myself as well. So then you've got the automatic 1-day reminder. So if they've done it for the 11 a.m. or the 7 p.m. one, and you know it's like a next day type thing, where they schedule it, they'll have a day reminder sent to them as well, and then they'll have a 30-minute reminder that comes through. And then you can actually then set up these ones as well: automatically attended webinars, did not attend, watch 25%, 50, 75, 100%, and a replay reminder as well. So again, I will be setting these up very, very shortly, but these ones are built in with EverWebinar as well, and then you can just tailor them in the same way if you use them in other ones as well. So you can just copy and paste if you like, if you use EverWebinar for example, and then piece them into here as well. So, and then you can also have all these integrations with autoresponders as well. Now I use GetResponse, so I actually have it's integrated with GetResponse just here, and when you actually select it, it will actually then ask you for the API key for your autoresponder, and once you put it in there, it'll be able to then integrate with these. So if you've got some emails that you want to send afterwards, say like 16 hours afterwards, then this is a place to actually do it as well. So you'll be able to do that as well. So it also includes the main ones that you actually see there: a Webinarkit campaign converter kit, MailChimp, SendFox, Sendinblue are newer ones, and then you've actually got Zapier as well. So if you're avid lover of Zapier and know how to use it, then you can actually set up your integrations using Zapier as well, which is good. And then you've got some scripts here as well, which are really your tracking pixels that you actually have. So if you've got it using a tracking symbol, so for a campaign on Facebook, then you put your tracking pixel just here. If you use it for Google Ads, then you put your Google Ads tracking pixel in here, and you can do it for the registration page, you can do it for the thank you page, and you can actually do it for the webinar watch page as well. So that can show you how good your campaigns are actually performing and see which campaigns are actually working quite well. Usually with EverWebinar, for example, they give you the code built in that you then put into your website itself and include it in here. So Webinarkit doesn't generate the actual tracking pixel for you, then it asks you to actually do it the other way around and put the tracking pixels within the actual Webinarkit platform itself. So once you've actually done that, then you hit on complete, and then it actually produces this particular webinar. So if you want then to know where your links are, you just click the down button, down arrow button, and you can edit it, you can view your analytics, and you can actually get links as well. And it gives you a registration link. So if you're doing email campaigns, for example, or you want to do it on Facebook, or you want to do it some paid ads, etc., this is where you can actually then do your opt-in page. If you have it on your own website, like what I actually do, then I actually have it in here on my website itself. So if you were to go to the home page, then I actually have it here where you can actually join us now, and this goes into my opt-in page here, which is this one here, as you can actually see it. So and then you can actually reserve your space. So if you were to click on that, and then takes you to the registration page, as you can actually see here, which we've just done in the webinar kit. So that's how it works. So this one is actually an opt-in page that's on my own website, where I actually then have this button here where people actually then go in and register. So that's the way to actually utilize it as well for you. The other ones you've got is the live link. Live link itself, the watch room link as it's called here. So this one you can send a link out immediately to people if they want to actually go in and see the actual webinar going straight away. And then you have the replay room as well. So this option is pro versions. You won't get replay options without the in the front end. So this is another useful one for you as well. So the reasons why you should get pro. Every webinar also has it as a standard within it, but mind you, you are paying $500 per year for actually using this one here. So this one is a little bit extra to actually get in. And then you actually have the control room, which is the admin one, and this is where you can actually join into the actual webinar and then talk to people who are actually on it using the chat windows, etc. as well. So those are your main ones that you actually have for this particular webinar as well. And then you can have a look at the statistical analytics that you actually have going through for your webinar. So that is really what Webinarkit is all about. As I say, with every webinar you get exactly the same features as what you actually have for Webinarkit when you combine both the pro version, the chat as well, I guess, as well, and also the front end as well. So I said all in around about $180, which is not much for some webinar software. But then if you are looking for the live one as well, then if you click on my bonus page, which you can actually get the link to my bonus page hitting on the bonuscrate.com link at the top of the description, just below this actual video itself, you'll be able to see the what's included within each of these different ones here as well. So this gives you all the full features you get in the front end. And then the prices and upsells going through when you go through the funnel. So once you purchase the front end, then you'll be asked to go through all these, and then you can actually say no thanks if you don't want them. I would recommend those first two upsells. After that, it's entirely up to you as to whether or not you think an agency or a live version of the webinar with those features are good for you as well. And you can actually see what you get in Pro. So here you get the polls, you get the built-in video hosting, you get the registration pages, customizing it, the replay page option, handouts, and embeddable registration forms as well. And then in the chat you get the webinar engagement, automate your chat box, so you can drive more sales. So you can sell on autopilot, so you can record your chats as well. And then the agency version here is you can create accounts for the agency team, add 25 members, click client webinar area as well, unlimited client webinars, video host and upgrades, one-click client stats reports, full customization, which is great, and step-by-step client attraction without the phone training based on results and copy and paste templates. And then with the live and the agency, you don't have much. It takes you to a straight subscription page, and I got these information from these. This is fairly new, so I guess the actual pages are still being set up for you to be able to do this. But you would get for $29 per month subscription for the live one, live upgrade, unlimited live webinars, which is great, lowest founders monthly yearly price, and unlimited support. And then the agency version, you get up to 25 Webinarkit live accounts. You can use the live accounts for your own webinars as well as clients' accounts, and unlimited support. So if you're a bigger business and you're looking for something that actually allows you very much on a much cheaper basis, saving your low end base costs, then this is a good idea for you to actually use that as well. And a lot of us are actually working from home, so this is a great way to actually then boost your actual business. And then I also take you through about some of the key benefits you get from purchase in the front end as well, and 14-day money back guarantee. Incidentally, there's a 30-day money back guarantee on the Webinarkit agencies, and that's the only one that you actually get a 30-day money back guarantee. Everything else is 14-day money back guarantee. So this is my bonus bundle pack that I have actually pieced together for you should you wish to actually purchase Webinarkit through my link just below here. So what you're actually getting here is a squeeze page breakthrough. So if you're looking at opt-in pages and landing pages for you to be able to then get people to then click on that and go into the opt-in, very much like what I showed you on my website when people click that button there as well. So this teaches you how to actually do your landing pages or your squeeze pages. It's a very comprehensive course that you'll be able to get from here. So that's a free bonus. Bonus number one. Bonus number two is how to build a buyers list the easy way. So if you're into things like email marketing, or you're looking at other ways of actually doing it, this teaches you how to actually build your buyers list for people to be interested in going to your webinar and then purchasing your actual offer that you're doing through your webinars themselves. So that's bonus number two. Bonus number three then is that teaching you everything you actually need to know. It's a video course about traffic, whether it's organic traffic or whether it's paid traffic as well. So this teaches you everything you need to know about how to get traffic to your webinars. So that's bonus number three. Bonus number four is a commission blueprint. So this is 100% newbie friendly affiliate blueprint. So this teaches you from a super affiliate how to actually generate over $500,000 in commissions over a year. It's done by Glenn Kosky, who's a super affiliate. He knows what he's talking about. He earns more than that these days. Through his business that he actually does. So he's written this blueprint for you to follow, step-by-step guide to actually increase your sales. So that's bonus number four. Bonus number five is if you're a Facebook user, which a lot of people are, and then this teaches you how to actually then advertise on your webinars onto Facebook as well, whether it's through paid advertising or whether it's through your pages that you've set up or your groups that you've actually set up. So that teaches you how to actually do that. Plus, I also give you, exclusive through my bonus bundle pack, a mystery bonus worth nearly $700, which is a very, very good course. Course that's here in the mystery bonus that will help your business quite a bit with a new way of actually doing it, which not a lot of people are actually using this actual particular course that's behind this mystery bonus. So I won't say any more about the mystery bonus. You'll have to then purchase through my link in order to be able to get those bonuses. So that's my actual bonus bundle pack that you will actually get should you wish to purchase Webinarkit through my link. Now, I know this was a fairly long and lengthy particular review of Webinarkit, but I needed to actually show you all the good things about what Webinarkit is for you, especially for the one-time pricing that you're actually getting in here. And I've had a lot of interest from people actually purchasing this due to all these features that it actually gives you and it enables you to actually do. So this is very, very good software. If you do have EverWebinar, for example, you can compare the two. You can copy and paste from EverWebinar straight over to Webinarkit, which is the way I did it for setting up my particular webinar session. That's actually in Webinarkit as well. So I hope you've actually enjoyed this review of Webinarkit, and it's given you everything you need to know about what Webinarkit is all about, and recommendations for some of the purchases to give you all the features you need to make your business grow substantially using webinars themselves. So thank you very much for actually watching my review of Webinarkit. Don't forget all about these bonuses that I've pieced together for you as well. Please do subscribe to this actual particular video if you've actually enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, sorry, and also please do like and share this particular review video as well for others, so that other people can actually see what Webinarkit is all about. And also hit the reminder button so you can actually see more review videos that I actually do on my channel. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.